in the number 1 through number 8 slots. Second place teams are grouped in opposite halves of playoff brackets from the seeded team from the same division. Therefore, teams from the same group will not possibly meet until the final. So announcing, Florida A&M with the number 1 team in orange, they will play the number 2 team from red, Kentucky State. Florida A&M, orange number 1 team playing Kentucky State, red number 2. West Virginia State, purple number 1 team playing NCT Browns number 2 team. West Virginia State, number 1 team from purple versus NCT number 2 team from brown. Southern University New Orleans, number 1 team from green, playing Fisk, the number 2 team from black. Again, the number 1 team from green, Southern University New Orleans, playing the number 2 team from black, Fisk University. Morgan State University, number 1 team in blue, will play the number 2 team in yellow, Tennessee State University. Number 1 team in blue, Morgan State, versus the number 2 team in yellow, Tennessee State. Stillman College, the number 1 team from red, will play the number 2 team from orange, Alabama A&M. Number 1 red team, Stillman, versus number 2 orange team, Alabama A&M. Number 1 team in brown, Oakwood University, will play the number 2 team from green, Claflin University. Oakwood, Browns number 1 versus Claflin, Greens number 2. Alabama State, Blacks number 1 team versus Clark Atlanta, Blues number 2 team. Number 1 team from Blacks, Alabama State versus number 2 team in blue, Clark Atlanta. And rounding out the playoffs, Morehouse, the number 1 team in yellow, playing the number 2 team from purple. And in this division, there was a 3-way tie with Jackson State, Spelman, and NCCU. Based on what was indicated in all of your rules briefing, that was broken by total points, and Jackson was successful as the number 2 team. So Morehouse, yellow number 1 team, will play Jackson State, purple number 2 team.